Midnight Sun is a explorer in Zambia. We're looking for copper. Cobalt, we did discover some cobalt a couple of years ago. It's not a primary focus, but we will be happy to accept it if it comes. We've been working in Zambia for approximately 8 years now. 6 of them by ourselves, earning in on this property. 2 years ago, we made a corporate decision to dilute the property as opposed to dilute the company, and we brought in a partner, Rio Tinto. And Rio Tinto is in the process of earning 75% of the concession by spending in excess of $50 million. When we started this joint venture, we had a 60% interest in the licenses, and our Chinese partner had a 40% interest. Through Rio's expenditures, we've upped our interest to 80%. The concessions are very large. They're 500 square kilometers. They surround Kasanchi. Solwezi is the main town. Solwezi was a town of about 1,000 people back in 1995, and now it's about 40,000 people. It's a real little hub in Zambia, and it just goes to show what a large impact a major mine can have on a community. Rio is the operator for the under the earn-in agreement. The commodity is copper. Basically, there is some cobalt. We have had some gold, a little bit of nickel, but for the most part, this is a copper focused exploration play. The jurisdiction is in Zambia, English law, English language. We like operating there very much. The government's very cooperative. They've made some headlines in the past about raising royalty rates and stuff, but I think the new election has brought in a more common sense approach to the mining industry, and I think there's going to be a bright future for Zambia exploration and exploitation. Rio Tinto, we did a deal with Rio Tinto, and one of the criteria that we thought about when we structured this deal was they had to spend enough money to at least kill the project or make the project. I didn't want to partner when we were half pregnant. So it was structured that they had to spend approximately 20 million US over 4 years to earn 51% of the project. And at that time, we felt as a board and a company that $20 million would be enough to show that there was something significant there, and Rio agreed with that. So that was a terrific outcome. Past management, we were the original Roxgold board. We made the discovery at Yaramoko back in 2011. So we're comfortable in Africa. We enjoy operating in Africa. We recognize the risk, but we also recognize the upside of the geology. And there's a lot of areas that we can find projects in. Copper is a commodity. I'm not going to pretend to be an analyst and tell you copper is going to $10 or 20 cents. I don't know. I do know that what we're looking for is a generational mine, and that we guaranteed 4 or 5 cycles of copper prices in that cycle. The region that we operate in is expected to be the second largest copper producing area in the world this year, but it's tremendously underexplored, and we continue to look for opportunities in Zambia to take advantage of this situation. I do believe with the change of government, you'll see an influx of explorers come into Zambia, and you can't find better mines, copper mines in the world, except maybe for Chile. The Kasanchi mine is turned ESC Junior into a major mining company in very short order. The infrastructure in the area is tremendous. First Quantum operates a 250,000 ton a day sulfide plant. They operate a 50,000 ton a day oxide plant. They run their own smelter there. It's the roads, their haul roads go right through our property. So any smaller discoveries there that wouldn't be developed by RTZ would be sold to First Quantum and be part of their operating system. I just mentioned the recent election. He's a pro-mining guy. He seems to get that the miners and the government have to work together. Zambia basically goes from a third world country to a first world country, depending on the copper price. And it is a tremendous important to their economy. Now, in my background, you can see elephants, and our slogan sort of been hunting for elephants in an elephant country. And you know, it's a long way from Vancouver to Sulawesi, and the prize has to be big enough to make it warranted. So what we're looking at, Kansanshi, in excess of 2 billion tons of 1%, Lumwana, 800 million tons of 0.8%, Sentinel mine is about 1 billion tons of 0.5%. Ivanhoe's mine is just north of the border here, 1 billion tons of 2.5%. These are huge mines, good grade. They make companies, and they're there for generations. How we got here, we signed a deal with Rio about 2 years ago. They made an initial cash payment of $700,000 to us, and that kicked in a $3 million earn-in due diligence period. That period was supposed to be for 2 years. They did that in 6 months, and by paying us the $300,000. That kicked off stage one. They have 4 years to spend $16 million US, and they make annual payments to us of $250,000. So far, they're about $3.5 million into this earn-in, and we just started a drilling program now that will continue from now to the end of the year, and that should do another $2.5 million. If they elect to continue after the earn-in period, they have 3 years to spend $14 million in expenditures. They will not complete really a feasibility study. They'll make what they call a decision to mine. They don't use outside consultants to make these decisions to mine. It's all internal. So they will make a decision to mine. If they do that, they have an option to earn another 10% by spending an extra $10 million. Our geological team, as I said, we made the Roxgold discovery here at Mokum. Bob Sipthorpe was part of the Fire Creek discovery of Klondex. We've all worked I've worked on the trading floor, I worked in mining camps, investment financing, a lot of brokerage experience. Our motto when we were with the brokerage was we would find projects that had done all the target generation work, but didn't have the drill money. And we would find, if we liked the drill targets, we would finance the drill programs. And we've sort of taken the same approach on the other side of the market here. We want to find projects that were drill ready and go hit them and try and kill them as quickly as possible. And if they don't die, then we run with them. Why we're excited about this is there's 3 target areas that we think could possibly host a Rio Tinto size mine. And Rio Tinto, when we started negotiations, said we're looking for 10 billion contained pounds of copper in a deposit. So that was their sort of minimum threshold. And I actually asked the question, I says, why are you talking to us? And he says, well, we see 3 areas where you could have 10 billion plus pounds of contained copper. So the first target is Dumbwa. Dumbwa is a 20-kilometer long soil anomaly. There's an area in there that runs about 500 meters of up to 0.7 in soils. The best drill hole in there, we've got a 16-meter intercept of 1%. We've got a bunch of 15 and 10 meters of 0.6 and 0.7s, but nothing at all that can explain that soil anomaly. So detailed geophysics and some geochemistry has caused Rio Tinto to reinterpret this thing, and they're going to commit a 5,000 meter drill program that they've already started to see what if they can explain Dumbwa. Then what we call the Kasiba Dome target. It was our original discovery zone. We had drill holes of up to 6% copper and oxide, 14 or 15 meters of it. But then we would get into barren marble. We'd go back and forth. We'd get a good hit, a good miss. Continuity was a problem. We went to First Quantum. They said that was a similar problem they had at Kansanshi early days, and we got to go deeper. At the time, we didn't have the funds or the inclination to go deeper. But that was a target for Rio. Rio has done some analysis of that, and they expect to drill that in the new year. And then the final one is Me2. We called the whole trend on Me2. It's about a 17-kilometer trend, and it abuts the dome. And we had this going north-south, and we've got about 2 kilometers of strike on the Me2 deposit. It runs about 1.5% copper, and then we stepped out about 4 kilometers and hit a hole that was the best hole drilled in Zambia in the last 10 years. It was 12 meters of 4%. But we bracketed that hole and missed on all sides. A new interpretation with the geophysics and some geochemistry has shown that the trend might not necessarily be north-south, but more northwest. And there's a 5 kilometer by 3 kilometer geophysical target that the good hole is right at the bottom of. So that's the only drill hole on this whole target, and we expect them to drill that in the near future. Kansanshi is First Quantum's flagship mining complex. It is an incredibly large complex. We've visited it several times. It's a very impressive operation, and they've just announced they've got about 12 more years of mine life there. Now, today drilling is primarily done on the Me2 target area. Me2 is the small one to the north. It's about a kilometer and a half by a kilometer. Every drill hole we drilled inside that ran ore. Every time we got outside that geophysical target, we got blanked. So we've got a lot of targets here that have not had any drilling on them. The Lukoka looks interesting. That's where we had the good drill hole, and the target to the left there running northwest looks like that's where the future Lukoka may be. We've got some very good VTEM targets that need to be drilled, and the next 18 months we should see a lot of work done on that. That's the Dumbwa target again. Rio has divided that into 4 different target areas. Very little outcrop on this part of the property, and they're going to start drilling that as we speak. So in summary, we've got a very large land position. We're 10 kilometers from Kansanshi. We're 60 kilometers from Luana, 100 kilometers from Sentinel, 200 kilometers from Moa-Kakula. So it's an area of big mines. We're operating with Rio Tinto. The relationship has been impeccable so far. We're very happy with them as a partner. We've made 2 high-grade discovery zone areas, but we have not been able to get the continuity we need to take to the market. We figured that with Rio's expertise and money, that we will be able to develop those targets. And we really do like the copper market. We like the copper market at $250, and we like it better at $450. Thanks for your time.